antagonists embody the potential consequences of unchecked technological advancement, dark human desires, and the quest for power beyond our current comprehension. From sentient AI overlords to genetically enhanced geniuses, their complexity and potency make them formidable villains who push the boundaries of human ingenuity. My name is AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and these are the top 10 futuristic villains more powerful than you think. At number 10 is Brainiac 13. Brainiac 13 is a rendition of the original Brainiac that catapulted the character's might to unprecedented heights. Armed with advanced tech, Brainiac 13 orchestrated a jaw-dropping transformation of Metropolis, catapulting it eons ahead to the 64th century standard. But that was merely the prelude to his audacious exploits. Amidst the cataclysmic Imperex War, Brainiac 13 embarked on a daring gambit, pitting himself against the cosmic might of Imperex, a confrontation that saw him ascend to newfound power. The consequences were dire as his actions teetered on the brink of disseminating Earth and the ominous realm of apocalypse. Twist in his machinations revealed his bid to ensnare Kal-El eternally within a counterfeit Krypton. Brainiac 13's narrative arc stands as a testament to the boundless ingenuity of comic book storytelling, a captivating dance between unfettered power and the ceaseless resilience of iconic heroes. If you're enjoying the video so far, please support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing that notification bell. And by the way, many of the entries from this list are from your very own suggestions, so if you have any more, drop them down below. At number 9 is my personal favorite, Abra Kadabra. Imagine a world where science has brushed away the mystical curtains of stage magic, rendering it obsolete. Yet in this brave new era, Citizen Abra emerges, an enigmatic figure hailing from the 64th century. Unveiling a longing for the art of performance, Abra crafts a time machine and goes back in time to when magic held an entertaining allure. Abra's audacious escapades escalate as he crosses paths with none other than the Flash himself, Barry Allen. Armed with a mesmerizing contraption that compels applause, Abra bends audiences to his will, eliciting ovation even for the most lackluster of feats. Unfazed by the audience's indifference, he embarks on a new venture, entangling himself in pivotal historical junctures. At number 8 is Professor Zoom. Meet Eobard Thawne, the temporal troublemaker known as Professor Zoom from the world of the Flash. This sinister speedster, hailing from the 25th century, isn't your typical roadrunner. Thawne is powered by the enigmatic negative speed force, granting him a whole arsenal of abilities. He's not just about dashing through time and dimensions, because his super speed isn't just a speed thing, because it's also a strength thing. Imagine facing a foe who combines the velocity of a bullet train with the brawn of a freight locomotive. That's basically Professor Zoom for you. But his powers go beyond the Fast and Furious. He's a molecular magician, letting him weave through solid objects like a ghostly apparition. And villain though he may be, in one universe iteration, he became the universe's last hope by manipulating matter itself. So while Professor Zoom might be a bane to the Flash, he's a prime example of how a speedster's potential can go far beyond the finish line. At number 7 is Fitzroy, with one of the most OP superpowers a mutant could have. Born in the same dystopian future as Bishop, Fitzroy's lineage is intertwined with the elite Hellfire Club. His mutant abilities are nothing short of intriguing. With crystalline hands, he can siphon the life force from any living being, converting their life energy for his own use. This lethal power disintegrates his victims, leaving a haunting mark. But that's not all, as Fitzroy's powers extend into the very fabric of time. By channeling the energy he absorbed from his enemies, he can forge temporal wormholes, essentially bridges across time and space. Yet, as I mentioned, these portals come at a cost. He must drain life force, with one's life traded for a passage through time. This is actually how Bishop himself was initially sent back in time to the modern era. Fitzroy's role as Bishop's main adversary adds to the riveting layer to the chronicles of the mutant world. At number 6 is Nimrod. Now what might sound like a whimsical monitor carries a weighty resonance among X-Men enthusiasts. Despite its North American connotation of incompetence, Nimrod packs a literary punch, symbolizing a deft hunter. And let me tell you, that's precisely the association Nimrod has conjured. Enter the Nimrod of Days of Future Past, rooted in Earth 811, an incarnation of the Sentinel program. This mechanical marvel journeyed back in temporal torrents, fixated on obliterating our beloved mutants. But hold on to your cerebro, folks, because in the entangled narratives of Powers of X, a glimmer of a revelation emerges. Nimrod, our nimble hunter, holds the dystopian potential to thread the fabric of humanity and mutant kind's fate, where humans unwittingly serve as instruments in a symphony of mutant destruction. In a future where mutants teeter on the precipice of oblivion. At number 5 is Tommy Tracer. This is a lesser known villain existing in the modern era who you would have only met if you read the super weird Spider-Man The Other series. This guy, if you can call him a guy because he's eventually revealed to be a robot, has the power to hack into and control anything with a computer chip. From traffic lights to nuclear launch sites, Tracer's got access. Additionally, the self-described machine god also has neat little bullets that relentlessly track onto a locked-on target, stopping only when Spidey literally turns and catches them. For as cool as this villain is, his role in the other comic is, well, minimal to say the least. But so was about everybody else in that series. Not to hate, I'm just spitting facts. At number 4 is Chronos. David Clinton, stepping onto the pages of DC Comics with Atom issue 3, emerges as a thorn in Ray Palmer's side. A life of crime led him to a prison cell where he found himself with an abundance of time to ponder his misdeeds. Yet instead of remorse, he became captivated by timepieces. Tick by tick, he honed his knowledge of clocks, gears, and the mechanics of time itself. And when the cell doors finally swung open, he emerged as Chronos, a time-traveling villain armed with unique devices. An exploding hourglass, a wicked wristwatch, and even a contraption that could slow down time itself, all at his fingertips. His criminal exploits span the DC animated universe as he plundered history's treasures. Yet when our heroes intervened, he sought to escape through temporal vortexes, trailed by the likes of Green Lantern, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Chronos is a figure who once reflected on time, ultimately became its master, weaving a narrative where past and present collided in a whirlwind of intrigue and theft. At number 3 is Nathaniel Richards. What if the smartest man alive was evil? Now, don't get too worried. While Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four may not be evil, his half-brother's future descendant definitely is. Also known as Iron Lad, Immortus, Scarlet Centurion, Rama Tut, Mr. Griffin, Dr. Doom, Kid Immortus, Saint Nathaniel, He Who Remains, and finally Kang the Conqueror, he's a descendant in the Richard Reed's family tree. He's one of the most convoluted characters in comic book history due to his numerous alternate timeline versions, and he's also possibly the greatest threat to the Marvel multiverse, with genius intellect matching that of Reed Richards. Brains are all this guy has, no superhuman powers necessary for multiversal domination. He invented time travel, enabling him to wield any tool or being across time for absolute conquest. Kang's complexity and unprecedented control over time make him a villain of unparalleled proportions, a chronicle conqueror standing on the precipice of endless possibilities. At number 2 is the Time Trapper. Trap as in to hunt, not the music genre. I feel like I have to make that decision. Legion's superhero arch nemesis emerges a warlord at time's end. Despite loathing the Legion, this paradoxical figure ironically engineered their genesis to combat his foe, Mordu. Mordu's notorious Iron Curtain of Time prevents temporal exploration, fueling conjecture about his true identity. Brainiac number 5 speculated that Trapper was not just a person, but a sentient timeline in rebellion. What sets this entity apart is its mastery over time's current. It erects impenetrable iron curtains, halting time travelers, and even ages chosen targets, turning them into bone or ash. Even more astounding is it fragments time, forging independent pocket realms. Most astonishingly, one pocket universe retained only Earth and Krypton, expunging forces like the New Gods and the Guardians of the Universe. The Time Trapper manipulates time's tapestry with chilling finesse, weaving a web of chronal power that captivates the minds of Legion and theorists alike. At number 1 is Superior Iron Man, who is in fact a villain in this alternate timeline. A version of Tony Stark that's like the mirror universe reflection of our beloved genius inventor. This intriguing alter ego emerged after the Axis event, a storyline that flipped the moral compasses of heroes and villains. Tony, usually a poster child for heroism, found himself on the other side of the spectrum. And what a ride it was. And he didn't completely revert to his old self after the event, cleverly maintaining his wicked alignment in secret. Imagine this, Tony the charismatic villain pushing his tech agenda by releasing a subscription service app tied to the new extremist virus, allowing people to change their appearance at will, for a price of course. But fear not, cosmic enthusiasts, because Superior Iron Man was a limited phase. The hero within couldn't stay suppressed, and after a tumultuous Secret Wars event in 2015, Tony Stark was back to his virtuous self. This serves to remind us that as we journey into the uncharted territories of technological advancement and societal evolution, we must tread carefully and consider the ethical implications of our creation so that we don't end up inventing a Skynet or some other evil Roko's basilisk. As always, if there's a futuristic villain that you think I've missed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later, nerds.